Not feeling very engaged with this one. How about you guys? Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is a Conquest video for Conquest 22, working towards Satele, Shan. This is Sector 4, looking at our feat progress, both globals and for the sector, which squads we utilize, the data disks we collected along the way, and then a quick look at how we handled the boss nodes, but these are automatic. Global feats, we've got no notable progress. This is I'm a little bit more surprised by. I thought we were going to see more progress on these throughout the sector, so maybe we are going to have to put a little bit more effort into them than I originally thought. We basically just made a little bit of progress on Kelleran, nothing with accuracy up or bounty hunters or anything else. I think what we can do for the next time is we could use bounty hunt. No, never mind. Sector 4 feats are super easy to do in one go, no problem doing it. We have Crosshair Surviving, no tanks, full squad of pirates, and gain evasion up 60 times. And you can easily do 3 of them simultaneously. I only had 2 preset teams of this going in, and this is a good version to use. They're just, some of them weren't as useful as I thought. We'll talk more about it. That's still what you want to use though. Just temper your expectations. The new Bad Batch are going to be your best option to accomplish 3 of those feats. We have Crosshair with his friends. They're going to be very survivable with the mechanics of the mercenary squad, and then Echo is going to be brought in to replace the tank, but also to provide the evasion up to the squad. He's going to be doing that on his basic ability, so you're going to want to use that as much as possible, but because his other abilities are so good, you're not going to use it as much as you'd probably need to make a lot of progress on evasion up, because Never Any Doubt is so powerful to throw that daze on everybody, throw that all that damage that his unique does. He's very effective, particularly when paired with Zealous Ambition and Amplify Agony. So this squad is going to be very effective on making progress on that feat until you get about 40 to 50% on stamina. Then it's going to slow down a lot, but we're going to be swapping between a lot of squads, so that's not going to be an issue. And you're going to finish the no tanks feat probably the fastest, and at that point you can just take out Echo and bring Wrecker in to add even more survivability to the squad and to push it a little bit further as you finish the Crosshair Surviving aspect. We will also be leaning on the old school Bad Batch. This combo I actually used the combo without Wrecker I actually used very minimally, because I'd finished no tank. I'd bring in Wrecker and I played this version much more, and this pushed me very far with the evasion up and finishing off the Crosshair battles. Just this is more effective for evasion up because you're able to call Echo to assist much more regularly. You get through a lot more turns. You've got swaps with him coming from Hunter's ability, using Hunter with finish what we started to give Echo another turn is just going to allow him to get through to his basic much more and spread all of that evasion up to the rest of the squad. For pirates, I was using Hondo lead. Use Maz Kanata if you want. If your stamina is a little weak, like you can see these guys got pretty depleted, you can be jumping between different pirates. The key player here is Kix, because Kix is how you get evasion up with pirates. But the problem with Kix is it only triggers when the health is below 100%? Yes. At the start of the turn, if a pirate ally is below 100%, they are going to gain evasion up for a turn. And that actually doesn't get triggered that often. With Relic Delta, with how powerful these squads can be, I made minimal progress with evasion up using pirates. It's good to get a little bit. You can see this is also a no tank version. It's just you leave out Quaigold and Vane, you're going to make good progress with this. And then as soon as that no tank feat is accomplished, you just pull out somebody, throw in a tank, and add a little bit of survivability. But again, if you add survivability by bringing in a tank and taunting, you might reduce the chances of triggering that evasion up that you're trying to get in the first place. Now, between the pirate squads and the bad squads, you should be able to accomplish all 4 feats. I did. At which point I switched to the Jedi Vanguard to work on globals for the rest of the nodes. You could also swap in bounty hunters and be working on those global feats. If, however, you were able to finish Crosshair, Pirates, and no tank, and you still have evasion up to do, what you can do is utilize your Jedi Vanguard squad, whether you have Mace Windu or not. You can take out Mace Windu, take out Kelleran, put Kelleran in as your leader, and then you're going to bring in Luminara for evasion up, because Luminara also does evasion up on basic, so she's going to be very effective. Just call her for assists and you're going to make a lot of progress there, and that can be Kelleran lead or Mace Windu lead, doesn't matter. And you could just maybe take out Jocasta, throw in somebody like Shock T for an extra assist call, so that's a little bit more frequent. Discs in Sector 4 made no changes. We got solid intel for a little turn meter, blindside just because it's a favorite of mine, Leader's Resolve, Guard and Penetrate, one of the nice ones from the new set of discs we have, and then Zealous Ambition. This helps out a ton. We were able to upgrade last sector to a blue one. In terms of what I collected, nothing great. We got War of Attrition. As far as purple ones go, this is probably one of my least favorite. Amplify Agony is a good grab. We got a green one. Previously I only had a gray one. This is one, though, I grabbed after the final boss, so I didn't utilize it yet. I might utilize it in Sector 5. It's going to be very effective. It would have been great in Sector 4. And then we have Assertive Command and Power. That's just because I didn't have better options at those points. Before we tackle the middle boss feats, I wanted to show you my feat progress at that point, because there's some things I want to highlight here. So in this case, we're one battle away from completing no tanks, and then we have split time almost equally between Pirates and Crosshair Surviving, and at this point I had been using the new Mercenary Bad squad because they're a little bit more survivable, but you can see evasion up, very little progress, and we're already halfway done with Pirates and Crosshair Surviving. Now in a battle we are going to be done with no tanks. At that point I'm going to be switching to the old school Bad squad, and I'm going to be able to very quickly complete the rest of evasion up. Sector 4 mini boss, we have Last Clone Medic with Kix in the squad and the Power of Darkness win with only dark side characters. Now what I'm about to show you is not actually what I did, it's what you should do and what I'm going to be doing the next time that I play this. Now this is what you're going to do with Kix. It doesn't have to be Maz. Maz just was a little fresher, and because we had been leaning on Pirate Hondo, Maz will be effective for this. But you're going to be using Kix, so it means you can't do Pirates and Dark Side characters. Well, you can do Pirates and Dark Side characters. You can't do Kix and Dark Side characters. So this is accomplishing Pirates, it's also accomplishing Evasion Up, it's accomplishing Tanks, and it's accomplishing Pirates. Did I already say that? So you can see we blew up everybody with Kix, which is a little dangerous because we threw Captive already on Balin. And now I'm very scared of taking out Balin. Probably shouldn't have done that mass assist because now I'm forced to attack Balin. Now we're using non-attack abilities, trying not to hit that Captive because I don't want to lose Hondo, really trying to keep him around if I can. Basic almost does it, but then I get lucky. Shin Hadi comes out. I'm going to call the assist and make sure we take her out in one so we don't accidentally kill Balin early. And now we defeat Balin, and we easily handle it with Maz. That's how I'm handling it from now on. Win with only dark side characters, use bounty hunters, that way you're working on a global. And it's one that I have not made the progress that I thought I was going to. Jabba, if you got him. If you don't have Jabba, Bosk, Django, they might struggle a little bit more, but Jabba's going to make sure you get it done. Doesn't have to be Greedo. Embo or Cad Bane would have been solid options. You just want to have Hutt Cartel so that you have all of Jabba's mechanics going on. And as you focus in on Balin, and you can neutralize him early, once you get a bunch of thermals on him, it's going to be pretty easy. Now what you can see here is this isn't how I played it. For whatever reason, probably because it was late and I wasn't thinking or looking ahead and looking at my globals progress, I did Pirates and Dark Side together for some reason. Not very efficient. And what I'm all about is doing things the efficient way, which is why I didn't want to show you the footage of that. For the Sector 4 final boss, we have win without using a GL and win with the GL SLKR, so obviously can't do them at the same time. For no GL, this is a great place to do your Kelleran Beck global feat. I'm using Jedi Master Mace Windu. You're going up against a decent team. It's going to be a little bit easier if you have Mace. Otherwise, you could also be looking at bounty hunters. Work on those globals as they overlap with the boss nodes as much as possible in this conquest. This is how we went about it. The big thing here is you want to take out Cat first, because you give her too much time, she's going to one-shot and completely mess up things. So you see me going after her. We got a little unlucky with Deepa getting hit, which slowed down some of the mechanics here. We call in a mass assist over onto Cat. But now that we got some of those debuffs on her, we can knock her out. And from here, it's easy. Now going after Han, because he can cycle through abilities quickly. Wanted to get some debuffs on him, so I did that basic. I don't like to use the AoEs until we have some things on him. Rifling. And at this point, it's not a huge deal. Like, we've already neutralized the characters that were going to cause any problems. Like, it's not that strong of a team. It's more just knowing not to let Cat mess everything up. Now we will want to stop that potency up, because that allows her to revive. Or maybe that's under a rebel leader or something. Now Zori here, last to go down, but it's easy. And then SLKR, it's SLKR, there's nothing to even talk about. This is automatic, they gave us a freebie. Which is just my issue with this conquest. Like, I'm not a conquest hater, but this is just a boring conquest. Like, you can 4 out of 4, like I didn't, because like I'm rushing through this for footage, even though I was a little slower in putting these out, this conquest. So when you rush through it, you get a little low on stamina. But the next 2 months, I'm going to be able to 4 out of 4 every single sector, no problem, because I'm not going to be refreshing as many times. I'm going to let my stamina refresh throughout the day a little bit more often. It's going to be a non-issue, and it's just maybe it's because of the holidays they kind of phoned this one in, but this is just a really basic conquest. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow with Sector 5. Or not tomorrow. When we're posting this, it's going to be later today. We'll be back later today with Sector 5. We'll throw Sector 3 down there. We've got my overview of all of the sectors up above. And then we will have Datacrons coming out this weekend. And we're also going to be looking at the Satele Shan kit. So look out for those videos. We got a lot more coming out. Thank you for watching. BX and 2 Show there, everybody. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.